days with Miss Figueroa, I didn't know that I was coming to PS52. But now that I'm here in front of you, I really feel wonderful. And I wonder in the near future how many of you are going to be standing right in this auditorium telling the students your story. I understand Ms. Figueroa, they're going to be graduating this year. This question, how many of you have dreams? Terrific. Terrific. That is wonderful. Now, this program that you are participating in today, this is called Reaching Our Dreams. See, it's good to have dreams, but many people want to be successful in life. But they're not willing to pay the price of being successful. This program is sponsored by White Coast Program and by a program that they have, and that's what most of the parents do, the shopping. And we convince them that it's good to give back to the community. So they sponsor this program for me to come and talk to you. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about you. Because whether you realize it or not, you are our leaders of tomorrow. As a matter of fact, as I glance around the room, what do I see? I see doctors and lawyers and architects and scientists and journalists and teachers, etc., etc. That's what you are. And what is this program all about? This program is about motivating you to think of the importance of education to succeed in life. You cannot be a doctor, you cannot be a teacher, you cannot be an artist. It's going to present a picture of life perhaps different than that one that you have registered in your mind. Because this program is going to make you realize that life is not easy. This program is going to make you realize that hard is about hard work and sacrifice. And then what's going to happen is, I hope that you do your mental notes. I hope that you do take your notes, because something wonderful is going to happen. I'm going to invite 3 of you from this group, 3 of you, to let me give you some more details, because you are going to be invited to dinner with your parents, your brothers and sisters your age, your teachers, your principal, Ms. Figueroa. It's going to be a grand night for you. But you know what? There is a price for everything in life. You're going to have to work for it. We have a speaker. She is involved in television, and people that work in television sometimes do not own their own time. So she called me this morning and she says, Mr. Torres, I may be a little late. She was supposed to be here at 11 o'clock. But in the meantime, you and I are going to be chatting about a lot of things. I was reading a magazine not too long ago. And in that magazine, I found a picture of a lovely young lady that is Mexican. And this young lady comes from a very, very poor family. Her father used to earn his living by picking up garbage in the street in a push car and selling whatever he could. But this young lady, like many of you, like most of you, she had a dream. She wanted to be a White House employee. She wanted to be a member of the White House staff. That was her dream. And everybody laughed. How could the daughter of somebody that hardly knows how to read and write, how could the daughter of somebody that earns his living by picking up garbage in the street and selling it, be dreaming of being a member of the staff of the White House? But that was her dream. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? When you have a dream, you have to work for it. And she worked towards that dream. Everything that she did in her life was always with one focus. I want to be a White House employee. You all see a picture. And I'm going to ask Miriam to read the signature in this document. Ana Escobedo Cabral. She is Treasurer of the United States of America. She works in the White House. Now, when I'm saying to you that I'm looking at doctors and lawyers and architects and teachers and scientists and journalists, you may say, yes, Mr. Torres, but I am a Hispanic. I am a Puerto Rican. What chances do I have? Yes, Mr. Torres, but I am an Afro-American and my family is very poor. What chances do I have? Yes, Mr. Torres, but I come from divorced parents. What chances do I have? Ladies and gentlemen, you have the best opportunities so long that you organize yourself to really take advantage of them. In 1950, I used to live in 730 Prospect Ave. 730 Prospect Ave. That's what I used to live. And I had a dream. I wanted to be an interior designer. And in the evenings, I used to come here to teach English to adults. You know what I used to do then? At that time, in order to vote, you have to pass a little test. And that test was a little book about a quarter of an inch thick. So I used to train them. Then I used to take them to the Pontiac Democratic Club in Westchester Avenue to register them to vote. Thousands of people were registered. All came out of this school. Now, why am I saying this to you? Miss Ana Escobedo Cabral knew one thing. In order for her to accomplish her dream to become a member of the staff of the White House, she needed one thing. What was that? Education. Money. She needed education. In order for Johnny Torres to become an interior designer, he needed what? Education. education. And for those who think that, not for me, because I am a member of a broken family. My parents are divorced. How many of you have heard of Ricky Martin? Ricky Martin becomes is a member of Broken, the son of other father who divorced. How many of you have heard of Julia Roberts? Julia Roberts is also a member of a family that broke, divorced her. And you know what? When you are young, your age, when mom and pop divorce themselves, you think it's your fault. It's not your fault when mom and pop support themselves, or tolerate is a better word, themselves. The problem has their problems. And you're not responsible for that, so you don't have to think that your life is shot because mom and pop were divorced. Or because you were poor. I know somebody that was raised not too far from here. His name is Manuel Casiano. His mother was a welfare recipient. Manuel Casiano is today a multi-millionaire. He had one thing in his mind. My mother was in welfare, but I had to study. I need an education because I do my homework, my school, because I knew my future was there. I knew that every time I took my pad and pencil to write, every time I took a book to read, I know that I was preparing myself to accomplish my dream. And this is a required of us. You are beautiful young people. My God, I could receive, as I'm talking to you, I could perceive a very high level of. You have to channel that energy properly. And sometimes people don't channel their energy properly, and then they blame everybody. They blame the school, they blame the teachers, they blame the system, they blame the government, they blame you, and nobody else is responsible for your life. You and nobody else. And you could be 12, you have wonderful imaginations. So let's use that imagination for a second. Let's look at a young man, my age. And let's look at a young man your age called John Doe. And this respectable man invites John Doe, who is about 13, 14 years of age. This respectable man invites John Doe to steal a car. And let's assume that John Doe accepts the invitation to steal this car, and who is making the invitation? You want to tell me? A respectable man. Alright? An older man, very respectable. But he's inviting John Doe, 14 years of age, to steal a car. And so, the police stop the driver, and in it, stolen car, is this respectable man is going to get. Why? He didn't steal the car, the respectable man did. Why is John Doe going to jail? Who wants to tell me? To you now, is it John Doe responsible for what's happening to him at that time? Yes or no? And now listen to this. John Doe at that time knew that this respectable man is inviting him to steal a car, and John Doe knew that that was against the law, yet he made a choice. He accepted the invitation, and he got caught. Same thing happens to you. Let me tell you what, at your age, it's so easy to allow yourself to make the wrong choices. You could see a young man your age, a lot of gold on him. Go to school, look at that, a lot of gold. And he's flashing a few dollars. My God. And then now you tend to adopt that John Doe, that young man, as your partner, your leader, because you're impressed. Well, let me put it this way. Your friend, your partner, this leader is going to wind up in only one of two directions. Behind bars or in a cafe. And frankly, I don't... Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you have dreams? Terrific. Now make sure that you do have dreams like Miss Ana Escobedo Cabral had a dream, like Johnny Torres had a dream, like Ricky Martin had a dream. The best essay that you can. When you choose not to put any interest in this, you deny yourself the opportunity to be invited to dinner. That's the consequence. Now, sometimes we could say, well, my friend...
That's what your college looks at. So when you go to high school, you make sure that you do the best that you possibly can in grade 9, 10, and 11. Because just like now, I kept telling you guys last year, in 6th and 7th grade, do the best you can, because when you go to 8th grade, the high school's not going to see your 8th grade marks. They're going to see what you got in 6th and 7th, and that's what gets you into that high school that you want. A lot of you were like, I don't care. Now, Ms. Price, are we getting, you're not getting first and second choices, you're getting 6th, 7th, 8th choices on your applications because of that reason. You did it to yourself. And this is why I have this gentleman here, so that you don't do this to yourself when you get to high school. So when you get to high school, you remember that you have to do the best you possibly can in order to get that scholarship, that anything that you need.
Stand up and look at the camera. All right. That's right. Very good. Now, let me tell you something else. Okay, you can sit down now. Let me tell you something else. We have here in the Bronx, a newspaper called El Especialito. We're taking pictures. And so long that your parents allow it, and we're going to send the releases, you are going to be in that newspaper a few weeks from now. Okay? Now, let's go back to what Ms. Figueroa was saying. You have a question? Okay, and what is your name? You have to write an essay in order to be invited to dinner. Don't forget, this is a contest. The best essays will be selected and the authors are going to be invited to dinner. Now, let me go back to something else that I was saying before. When we talk about reaching our dream, in yourself, nobody is going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And like the speaker always says, you're going to find a lot of people that are going to tell you a lot of nonsense, like you cannot make it, you will never make it. You know what? My son was very careful, and all his grades was always very good. Then he applied for 3 colleges, and he was accepted by Columbia University. Now, again, what my son did most of the time was visualizing himself reading the letter of acceptance from Columbia University. But before he did that, he learned one thing. He learned that he had to believe in himself and he has to respect himself. There is no way that you are going to command respect from anybody. Nobody is going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. And what does that mean? That means that you have to do the things that you have to do always, and select to do the things that are sometimes the hardest to do. It's very easy.
Give all yourselves an applause. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. It's so great. It's so great to see to my people about what education is all about. I have to say yes, even if I'm a little late, but I come and I have to say yes to talk to all of you about the importance of having a good education. When you get prepared in life, you get prepared for the most important thing on earth, which is your self-esteem, because you know you're worth something when you're getting prepared. You start believing in yourself, dedicate a little bit of everything in life, but you know what? I also have time to study, because this is what's going to prepare me for the future, my work. And you know what? Everybody doing this room, I know who's doing that right now. Is everybody doing that right now? Most of you? You're going to start to learn in here. Now, you guys want to know what's started in this business? On TV? You have a question? Should I go up there and make a question? Quiet, so we can hear the question. Quiet. He's asking me, how is it in the channel? Right? Channel 47. It's amazing to look in channel 47. You know why it's amazing? I do it. You guys gotta listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. He's asking if I guess if I'm happy in channel 47, right? How can I not be happy in channel 47 when I am born and raised in New Jersey and I am giving something to my own people out there, Federal and Hispanic women? You know, I'm a native, I'm from Puerto Rican parents, and one of the things they would say to me, you guys gonna listen to me? Are you listening? Listen to me. One of the things when I started working, they would say to me was, pero, parents, there's parents? No parents, kids, right? No parents or anything? You know, I think, but you guys are gonna did. And even though it was a little embarrassing for me at the time, you know what? I thank God I had those parents that would correct me. And I didn't have to live the stereotype that they say that Hispanics don't know how to talk one language or the other. Because this is what we have to live with out there. This is why we have to study and we have to get rid of these stereotypes. Because we have a lot to offer. If you want to be, whatever it is, a teacher, if you want to work like me as an account manager at TV, I started off doing commercials, if you like the arts, whatever it is that you like to be, nobody in life should work for a job that they don't like. In the future, when you prepare yourself for your dreams, you are going to be a happy camper because at the end you're going to be working in something that you want to work in. And that's the most amazing thing on earth. To work in something that you guys have in your heart, you struggled for it, you ended up doing what you wanted to do in life, and this is it. And all of you can achieve that, but you gotta believe in yourself. You really have to. Now, let me tell you a story of how I started in TV. You wanna come up here? You wanna come up here? Come up here. Come up here. Go ahead. What's your name, sir? Louis. I know the way that Louis is asking. Like, what exactly? He's asking me if my education was like this. What exactly? Yeah. We had a lot to do with this. Yeah. Yes. Anything else? Okay, let's get on the hand. Can you come out? Settle down so we can get it. In the TV business, I'll tell you, I graduated from college, and right after I graduated from college, I interviewed in radio. I called and made a phone call, which is part of the story I was going to tell you guys. And I just got my door in as an assistant, and I kept going my way up. And people get to know you and know who you are, that you work at this radio station, that radio station. They start respecting you, and then they call you. And they call me. On TV, and they offer me a job. Okay, I'll get you with the question. Nothing in life gets you where you're going to go to if you don't work hard. So it's a combination. To me, I did it. How can I word what I'm trying to tell you? I worked hard getting an education and getting to where I am, but the commercials here in the market, that's what I started doing, and then I fell into what you call sales in the market, which is all the commercials you guys see out there. They need account executives out there to go out there and represent the market. In this case, I work for Telemundo, Channel 47-NBC. Not a reporter. Okay, yeah, when I graduated from college, the president goes to me, Jeanette, what are you going to do? I said, I don't have anything to do right now. The minute I graduated from college, I'm thinking of doing a master's later on, but now I'm going to start interviewing. He says to me, well, if you stay here and you work for me with the students as a counselor, I'll pay your master's degree. That's what he said to me. So I came from a college. I don't know if anybody's heard from William Patterson University up in Wayne, New Jersey. Okay, I came from that college. And basically, the percentage of minority was only 2%. So it bothered me. So I started working on a lot of activities, and I started getting budgets. So to do dances and to do activities for the minorities. In the process of doing that, I called Spanish Broadcasting Systems, which is FM, it was FM 98 at the time, and now it's La Mega. Is anybody familiar with La Mega? La Mega, and Amor. So my first job, what I did was I called, and in the phone, they put an account executive on the phone to take care of me. And I happened to just ask the question. This is why you guys have to learn how to ask questions and have to not be. I needed some advertising, and I said to her, you know what? Whenever there is a position there available, let me know, because I just studied communications and theater, which is my second minor. And basically, I want to be in the radio business. And she goes to me, well, why? You have a great job. I was working for the college at the time. I said, no, this is what I graduated for. I had a stepfather, pretty much didn't come in because I was her daughter, so he didn't get involved. And then I had my father, who used to come and have visiting rights and see me. Let me tell you something. Is it tough? Of course it's tough. You're a child, you're growing up. Everybody has different emotions, and everybody has different situations in life. I was always upset because my mother was extremely strict. She wouldn't let me go out. But she was the same parent that taught me how to talk perfect Spanish and helped me read it and write it. So when I got older, I started appreciating it a little bit more. Was it a tough childhood? It's tough.
One last question. Settle down, folks. Settle down. We have 2 minutes.
The question is, how long did it take you to achieve your goal? Very, very quick.
You know what? I think in my case, right after college, I achieved my goal. That was exactly what I said before. I made a phone call. College is the key. I made a phone call and I spoke. And I said, I spoke my piece. I'm a graduate from communications. I want to be there. 6 months later, I was in the top radio station of the market. You know what I mean? Because you talk. You talk. You understand.
And you agree with me that she looks like a princess? She is a princess. Let's give her a big Let me tell you this. You are going to write the essay, and we're going to get them within the next 3 weeks.
I'm going to give each and every one of your teachers a packet. Everybody in here is eligible to write this essay, write your name, and then we're going to collect them. And from all of these people in here, 3 people will win to go to the dinner with your family, whoever it is, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, okay? Because we all come from different backgrounds, different families.
All right. I told you that this is going to be your night. What I didn't tell you, waiting for this moment, is that it's not only going to be invited to dinner, but Jeanette is going to be there that evening, hopefully, to present you with a very nice plaque. So the question is, I'm calling Nancy Durante. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you from the beginning that you had a very high, that I was perceiving a very high level of intellect, and you did demonstrate it by behaving like real grown-up. God bless you. You are a wonderful.
Stay in the seat. We're going to set, we're going to leave for much better here.
Yeah, West Side Picture, man. West Side, man. West Side.
Enjoy our lead.
2 y cuando gustes abrirlo.